Hey, good morning, crafty friends. I thought that I would share something that I have been working on for the last week. Spellbinders has come out with a whole new color wheel of new and some returning cardstock colors. They've also come out with a color swatch wheel etching dies. This one is used to do kind of color combinations, and a color swatch petal etching dies, which creates this so you can swatch all of the new cardstock. And I've been working with this, like I said, for about a week. I have finished all of my Spellbinders. I am working on Basil. I have finished my Simon Says stamps, and Gina K is going to be up next. And those are kind of the 4 cardstocks that I keep a good supply of in my studio. Other than Gina K, it's because I work for all these people. Gina K, I like her colors. I have all the coordinating inks, and I really like it when my inks and my cardstock match. So what I'm going to do is, for starters, I'm just going to quickly walk you through how these work, and then I'm going to show you how I store my cardstock, because it's very efficient and it takes up minimal amount of space, because I don't have a very big studio, so we got to make everything work around here. Okay, so let's start with the Color Swatch Petal Etched dies, and this is the big one. This does all of this, and so the easiest way to do this, I found, there's 48 colors of cardstock, so you have to cut this 48 times, this 48 times, and this 48 times. If you cut this cardstock down to 2.5 by 5, you can get both of those in there, and if you sneak it up into the corner, you also have enough room to get the smaller swatch one out of the same color. So you can cut all 4 of these at once. Okay, so 48 times instead of, I don't know, do the math on the other way around. So just a tip there, it also minimizes the waste on your cardstock. And what you end up with are these 3 pieces. Now there is a little bit of a score line down here, and this fits in perfectly, but after gluing these together 48 times, let me show you what I found to be the best way to do this. I'm adding a little bit of glue at the top, and I'm going to add this top one, and you line up the circle and you line up the outside edge. Okay, so once you get that down, then you can just sneak along with your glue, and you can come down here and you can add your little bit of glue. I got a little bit of fuzzy there. You line up this little black piece at the top and you pop this down, okay, and it perfectly lines up with that score line at the bottom, and everything's nice and flush. Okay, what are we going to do next? There's a stamp set that goes with this. So Spellbinders came out with a coordinating stamp set. Let me get this to focus. There we go. With every single name of every single cardstock, which is awesome. And so what you want to do is you want to grab your Misty. I have a sticky mat in here, and I'm also holding my petal down with a magnet. And this is Waterfall. So what you do is you grab the stamp. You're going to line it up right there on the bottom. Okay, it's lined up where I want it. I'm going to close it to attach it to my lid, and then you want to grab a nice juicy black. I like VersaFine Clair Nocturne. It's nice and juicy, and I seldom ever have to stamp it more than once to get good coverage, which is kind of essential here. Otherwise, we could be at this for days. Okay, so that's done, and there's one of my swatch petals all finished. Isn't that awesome? Once you get all your petals done, then you need to attach them. And Spellbinders also came out with book rings. And this is a 12 pack, and they're 0.12 inches by 1.5. So this portion here is 1.5, and it is more than plenty to hold these guys nicely, and also a nice way to hang them up and keep them out of the way, but handy when you want to try doing some color choices. Something else I want to point out, these craft stacks are really, really handy for holding all these little pieces while you're working your way through them. I had 3 set up, one for the white background, one for the color, and one for the little black panel at the top. Once I had them all cut, I just turned a movie on and sat and glued them all together and then stamped all the colors. It was really quite simple. So the second one is when you get a set of colors that you really like. And for example, I'm going to use this card that I did recently. I really like this color combination. I want to remind myself over and over again what I did with this one, because I'll probably mail it to a friend. So the Color Swatch Wheel Etched Dies comes in very handy. This one here is this nice background, and I'm going to try and hold it up. There are score lines on this again for the different pieces to fit into. Okay, then there is a circle, and that's going to cover the center. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take all these pieces of the colors that you like to use, and you're going to glue them all into place. So for example, for this one, I have these 2 colors, then I have my green, then I have, well, I'm going to do the yellow in the middle. I like the yellow beside the green. ColorWheel, and then you can switch those out. You can either put the dark or the light, but again, you're going to glue these into place. And again, putting the black piece in first is a really good idea. It helps to line all of these up. Okay, and then these move in quite close up to it, and then you've got the scallop at the bottom to stamp the color that you've got going on here. And I haven't finished one of these yet. I will finish this before I take pictures for this video, and I will show you the finished one. And then once again, you can use the book rings, okay, to hold these, and then you've got all your sample ideas of colors that you like that go together. Okay, what do you do with your cardstock once you've got it all sorted and all of your swatching done? You need to put it away. And I have found, I'm going to come over here to these. I've been using these for a couple of years now, and I have basically switched all of my cardstock over to it. This is called shop ticket holders, okay? They're super heavy duty, and they have been heat stretched together. So I haven't had one of those split. They've got a nice thick opening. They're bigger than 8.5 by 11. So what that allows you is to put all of your scrap pieces in behind. So I put all of my little pieces in behind my full sheets of cardstock. This is from an old package where Spellbinders used to put this little piece of paper in with each one. If it comes with it, I pop it in, but this is the Color Essentials. The new one is called the ColorWheel. So when you go to the website, they're both showing there right now because they've got, they're trying to get rid of the old ones while the new ones come in. So be careful when you're on the website. Make sure that you're not ordering the Color Essentials because those are the old colors. Okay, for example, this is Poppy Field. The new color is Poppy, and it is a tiny little bit darker. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the new one, okay? So just a heads up there. You want the ColorWheel ones. And of course, I have one of these for each of the colors. And what I did was I used my Brother Label Maker, and I put it in the top right-hand corner of every single one of these because this is how I store these in my studio, and it's really easy for me to just pop this out and see the color that I want. Okay, then I pull these out to my work surface. I work with what I need until my cards are finished, and then any of the leftover pieces I pop back into the back, and then I put these all back into my storage. And I'll take a picture of how I'm set up in my studio. I have it all right behind my work table, and it's very handy. And we have really bright lights in here. I had extra lights installed, and this also cuts down on the color lightening from the light. I've also got huge windows in here, and it's south facing, so I get a lot of sun in the summertime, so that my colors don't fade out. As long as they're tucked all the way in, this kind of protects them from that. So that's how I like to store my cardstock. I hope maybe you have gleaned a few ideas out of it. And if you're into swatching, these new dies from Spellbinders rock. Okay, until next time, toodles!